Many thanks for joining us on News Now. I am Fidelia Aguncha. We begin with President Muhammadu Buhari's letter to the Senate explaining that Nigeria will need 254 billion naira to execute the 2019 general elections. The president also requested that the lawmakers grant approval for the sum to be drawn from the 2018 and 2019 budget. In the letter entitled Request for Environment and Supplementary 2018 Budget, Buhari also urged lawmakers to remove projects earlier inserted into the 2018 budget and replace them with priority projects as contained in the original bill, insisting he would not submit a supplementary budget to fund the priority projects. The letter made public on Tuesday contained the supplementary budget of 242 billion naira to fund 6 agencies in the 2019 general elections. Out of the total sum, 164 billion naira will be drawn from the 2018 supplementary budget, while 78 billion naira will be drawn from part of the 2019 budget of these agencies. Meanwhile, President Buhari has also assured the International Criminal Court (ICC) that his administration would deploy every power within its reach to conduct free, fair, and peaceful election in 2019. Buhari made this pledge while delivering a keynote address at the 20th anniversary celebration of the ICC. Buhari told the court that as the country inches towards the 2019 general election, his administration would not only strive hard to conduct free and fair polls, but would also ensure that violence, which accompanied the 2011 elections and became a subject of investigation by the ICC, does not repeat itself. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress is demanding an end to the spate of killings across the country. More than 200 people have been killed in attacks by unknown gunmen in some parts of Nigeria's north central. Speaking to newsmen in Abuja, the national chairman of the APC, Adams Osun, called on security chiefs to find a lasting solution to the issue.
The NWC condemned all these killings in the strongest term possible. We believe that every Nigerian, regardless of his location, has a right to life. And we admit that the irreducible minimum obligation of government is to protect lives and property. And therefore, we urge our security chiefs to do everything possible, not only to bring to justice all those involved in these senseless killings, but even much more importantly, to do everything possible to be seen to have the competence to protect lives and property. No one will be satisfied with making an explanation. You can't explain away why we can't secure every life of a Nigerian citizen within the borders of Nigeria.
Osun also spoke on the upcoming elections in Osun State. He said the party has decided to conduct a primary to choose its candidate for the polls.
We have already commenced the process of organizing the primaries in Osun State, after which we will be going for the elections in Osun State over the next 2 months or thereabout. And today we have reflected on, we have gone through the screening exercise, and we have 17 aspirants who have expressed interest and who had obtained the nomination form. All 17 have been screened by a panel of very eminent Nigerians who are members of the party, and we are impressed that from their findings, all 17 of them, each and every one of them, can effectively govern Osun State. We expect that regardless of who wins the primaries, that the rest of the aspirants will queue behind the person as true party men and women and ensure that we all do our very best in order to ensure popular participation and to deepen democracy in Osun State, that the primary elections in Osun State, in line with the provisions of our constitution, which allow for either direct or indirect primaries, we have resolved that the governorship election in Osun State will be conducted on the basis of direct primaries, which means every card-carrying member of our party will participate in the process of nominating the flag bearer of the party who will contest the governorship election on our party platform.
President Muhammadu Buhari has rejected 4 bills recently passed by the National Assembly. The bills include the Corporate Manslaughter Bill 2018, National Child Protection and Enforcement Agency Bill 2018, Agricultural Credit Guarantee Scheme Fund Amendment Bill 2018, and the Court and Tribunal Standard Scale of Fines Bill 2018. Buhari's decision to withhold assent to the bills was contained in separate letters read out by Senate President Bukola Saraki during plenary on Tuesday. It approved the appointment of a chairman and 6 members of the Police Service Commission. Musiliu Smith was confirmed as chairman of the commission, while Clara Ogumbiyi, Lawal Bawa, and Mohammed Najatu were confirmed as members. Others are Brima Austin, Romy Mom, and Nkemka Oshimiri Jumbo Ofo. The lawmakers made the confirmation after voice votes which followed the consideration of a report by the Senate Committee on Police Affairs. While congratulating the new appointees, Senate President Bukola Saraki said the Senate fast-tracked the approval as a result of the competence of nominees. A former governor of Abia State, Orji Kalu, was rearraigned at the Federal High Court in Lagos on an amended 39 counts bordering on fraud. Kalu, who is now a member of the ruling All Progressives Congress, is being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The anti-graft agency is prosecuting Kalu alongside his former Commissioner for Finance, Ude Udogo, and a company, Slug Nigeria Limited, said to be owned by Kalu. EFCC had on October 31, 2016, slammed 34 count charges, including a 3.2 billion naira fraud charge against Kalu. The defendants have, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges and have been granted bail. The Federal High Court in Abuja has formally served a release warrant for Sambo Dasuki. The warrant directed to the Director General of the State Security Service and the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice. The Federal High Court had on July 2nd granted Dasuki conditional bail, which he fully perfected today, Tuesday. It was gathered that around 1 p.m. Tuesday, a court bailiff accompanied by the 2 sureties who stood for Dasuki officially served the SSS Chief and Minister of Justice with the warrant of release from the Federal High Court in Abuja. Although the sureties had anticipated that the detained ex-NSA would be handed over to them, sources, however, said that the SSS boss may need to contact the presidency before finally handing over Dasuki to the sureties in compliance with the judgment of the Federal High Court. As part of plans to ensure development in Africa, youth have been charged to effect necessary change in various sectors at the community, national and global level. This was the major focal point at the opening session of the first African edition of the Changemakers International Training Forum, which is being hosted in Lagos. The event is organized by the African Network of Youth Policy Experts in partnership with Make Room Europe and Constitutional Rights Awareness and Liberty Initiative. TV360's Oyin Adekunle has more.
Promising youths from countries across Africa and Europe, local government chairmen, and other dignitaries all gather at the maiden edition of the Changemakers Forum, themed The Place of Ideas and Innovation in African Development. They all have one goal: to discuss and seek solutions to pressing issues on the African continent.
What we have noticed in the journey of Make Room, that no matter where you come from, no matter what community you represent, no matter what ethnic or nationality you hold, problems are very similar. Be it in the space of agriculture, be it in the space of quality education, refugee crisis, energy efficiency. A lot of these problems transcend national borders. Every one of us to keep our eyes open, ears open, our hands ready to work, because we are the ones that can actually bring some sort of a change from the grassroots, identification of problem, building a solution, putting it into a project, and getting it done without the support of some sort of public institutions that would like to put borders between us.
The Attorney General of Lagos, who was represented by a director at the Ministry of Justice, lauded the initiative as she rolled out the agenda and youth-friendly policies of the state, which are in line with the objectives of the training.
So there are many platforms for innovation amongst the youths, and there are ways of assessing them. For instance, under the Ministry of Employment and Wealth Creation, there is an employment trust fund that has been established, 25 billion employment trust that is open to all youths in Lagos State. This is an avenue to partner for this organization change, or the Nigeria aspect of the African Network of Youth Policy Experts, to partner with Lagos State government and find a way to bring up ideas and innovations that will bring about change, not only for Lagos State, but also Nigeria as a whole.
Other speakers at the event welcomed the initiative and spoke on the relevance of the training program and what it portends for Africa.
I think one of the first important thing about this initiative is implementation of policy. We have the best policies that can be crafted from the best hands, from the best schools. We know the problems. We have ideas of the solution and we recommended them. What works, what shouldn't work, what can work way better, and how much it will cost. What we are not doing is implementing, paying the price to get things done. So this initiative represents that change to approach, and rather than just writing new policies and talking about what the problem is and discussing new recommendations or going back to them, is now let's pay the price of getting it done. I'm emphasizing the price of getting it done.
I believe that this week's training will be beneficial because the outcome of it is important in the sense that delegates will be working on concrete projects on change to be implemented in their countries.
After the training, the society should be expecting change makers who have passed through necessary training, have technical know-hows. When they are coming with projects, they can also understand the outcomes and deliverables. They will understand that when there are specific activities to achieve deliverables and outcomes, there should be what we call risk, and they will know how to mitigate the risk.
Representatives of the Lagos State government expressed delight at the timeliness of the event, as well as the choice of Lagos as the hosting state.
You can see that is the European Union and the African Union policy that they're trying to develop here. And you can see that it is a gathering of leaders of tomorrow. And it's important to us as a people. It's important that we have great men and women that will have good initiatives, good innovations, good ideas that could drive our economy, drive our government, drive our states. And we cannot but support this kind of organizations or this kind of forum where youths are coming together to identify some of the challenges within the system and try to make a change in it.
Over 50 delegates from across Africa and Europe are expected to take part in the training, which is scheduled to hold from 16th to 23rd July 2018. Participants will come up with projects that will be implemented after the event, with funding from the EU and other international organizations. Onyi Adekunle, TV360, Lagos.
Up next is news in business right after this break.
Corruption not in my country.
Now, yeah?
Yes, Oga.
Okay.
Where I go come find 300 naira change?
I better try look for change now. Don't they do business? Hey, Timmy. I did, bro. I be. I beg, give me 200 naira. Make I take sort out this guy. If let's say no get change.
Take it, give us.
I said 200.
Give her 100 naira.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree to pay 200 naira.
How much you think they carry people from that place we carry on the chair?
Oga.
Why they touch me?
Now 100 naira. He agreed to pay.
Because that was what you said was the fair. Why you no go pay you? Why you dey extort your customer? You see this corruption wey we dey hear for news, dey see for people everywhere. Na im be this o. This is corruption, not in our country.
Corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
You're welcome to the business segment of the news. I am Esther Vese. A non-governmental organization, that's the Center for Social Justice, has criticized the continuous late signing of the budget. The 2017 budget was signed in June, while the 2018 budget also suffered the same fate, signed late in June, and that's more than 90 days after it was passed by the National Assembly. That delay has been criticized by the lead director of the Center for Social Justice, Eze Onyekbere. Onyekbere is asking that the National Assembly enforce its powers to ensure quick passage of the budget.
Section 58, 4 and 5 of the Constitution comes in handy. It provides as follows. Where a bill is presented to the President for assent, he shall, within 30 days thereof, signify that he assents or that he withholds assent. That's subsection 4. Subsection 5 says, where Mr. President withholds his assent, and the bill is again passed by each house of the National Assembly by 2/3 majority, the bill shall become law, and the absent assent of the President shall no longer be required. The Constitution is clear and requires no further elaboration. It is therefore up to the National Assembly to patriotically exercise its powers to make laws for the peace, order and good government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and to override the presidential veto without any further delay. Any other course of action will be a great disservice to the long-suffering masses of the Nigerian people. Nigerians do not expect the executive-legislative rift to get in the way of such clear-headed amendments. There must be irreducible minimum levels of cooperation between the two arms of government, no matter the situation. Otherwise, the government will need to throw in the towel and call for fresh elections under the doctrine of necessity. You cannot sit on a chair you are not ready to perform the duties.
Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has nominated Muiz Banire as the chairman of the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, that's AMCON, and Bello Tukar as chairman of the Federal Civil Service Commission, FCSC. The president also nominated 12 other commissioners into the FCFC. The commissioners are Moses Musa, Waziri Umaru, Ahmed Bello Mahmood, Ahmed Sama, Iyabode Odulate Yusuf, and Shehu Umar Danyaya. Others are Fatai Lafaye, Michael Chukwemeka, Joe Philip, Ibrahim Mohammed, Aminu Saidu, and Simon Etim. Buhari made this known in a letter he wrote to the Senate on Tuesday after seeking confirmation of the nominees. To the global oil markets, Brent crude prices rose today from a 3-month low after more oil workers went on strike in Norway, supporting a market that has been dominated by oversupply issues in recent days. Brent crude rose $72.20 a barrel, while U.S. crude futures were up 3 cents at $68.09 a barrel. The oil workers' strike in Norway intensified on Monday when hundreds more walked out in a dispute over pay and pensions, and that was after employers failed to respond to union demands for a new offer. The strike, which began last Tuesday, has had a limited impact on Norway's oil production so far, but some drillers warned of possible contract cancellation if the dispute goes on for a month or more. And recording a 0.81% decline in its all-share index, the equities market closed with the market capitalization gliding down to 13.390 trillion naira. 203.802 million shares were transacted in 4,178 deals at a cost of 2.388 billion naira. Now, a majority of today's total turnover is as a result of the impact of trading activities on the stocks of the top 4 traders, and that's Transnational Corporation of Nigeria, Access Bank, Zenith Bank, and Sovereign Insurance. Meanwhile, recording the most increase in its share prices, the gainers chart was led by Dangote Cement, Dangote Sugar, Custodian Investment PLC, and Flour Mills of Nigeria. But on the flip side, the losers chart was led by Okumu All Palm, Stanbic IBTC, Lafarge Africa, that's WAPCO, and International Breweries. And that's all on business news. Thank you for joining me. I am Esther Vese.
Corruption not in my country.
Hello? Yeah, I found your wallet in front of a supermarket. Meet me at Apple Junction. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Now we find out. Two of us.
Thank you very much, officer. You know, it's surprising that men like you still exist in the police force.
Yes, so.
Oh, yes.
This is just a token of my appreciation.
Oh, no, you don't need to do this. We are only doing our job.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Now I know police is really my friend.
Yes.
Friend. Hey. Okay, which came out with this one? I don't understand.
You know your problem. You are greedy. I'm a policeman who is doing his job. All forms of corruption in the force, not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. South Africa will tighten its mine safety regulations to hold mine operators accountable for accidental death in the industry, President Cyril Ramaphosa said on Tuesday. Safety is a huge issue in South Africa's deep and dangerous mines and increasingly a focus for investors. The spate of death at Sibanye-Stillwater's gold operations, including a seismic event that killed 7 miners in early May, has highlighted the risk. 6 miners died on Sunday in an underground fire at a copper mine operated by unlisted Palabora Mining, the latest tragedy to hit South Africa's mines. Liberian President George Weah has said he will take measures to tackle rampant inflation and poverty, including injecting $25 million into the forex market and taking steps to bring more local cash into the formal banking system. Weah said the injection of dollars would help mop up some excess Liberian dollars, adding that 90% of local cash in circulation was being held outside the formal banking system, where there was no oversight. The former footballer took office at the start of 2018 on a promise to stamp out corruption and end economic misery for millions of Liberians. On to sports now. Ahmed Musa's second goal against Iceland at the 2018 FIFA World Cup has been shortlisted for the Goal of the Tournament award. According to FIFA, Musa's spectacular strike is one of the 18 goals shortlisted out of the 169 goals scored in Russia. Musa scored the goal in the 75th minute from a controlled cross from Victor Moses. Still on football, Cristiano Ronaldo says he is grateful for the opportunity given to him by Juventus, saying players of his age usually go to Qatar or China. The 33-year-old Portugal forward has joined the Italian champions for £99.2 million after 9 years at Real Madrid. Ronaldo also said he hopes to be the lucky star as the Italian side attempts to win the Champions League. He added that he had not received any other offers. Ronaldo scored a club record 450 goals for Real, winning 4 Champions League and La Liga twice, having joined from Manchester United in 2009. Daley Blind has returned to former club Ajax from Manchester United, telling his Twitter followers on Tuesday it was time to go home. Blind has signed a 4-year deal with the Amsterdam club, having left Ajax for United in a £14 million deal 4 years ago. Ajax said he would pay a transfer fee of €16 million for the return of the defensive midfielder and fullback, with add-ons that could see the fee rise to €20.5 million. The 28-year-old Dutch international made 141 appearances for United, but his opportunities had become increasingly limited under manager Jose Mourinho, appearing in only 7 Premier League matches for the club last season. Well, that's been it on News Now. You can watch some of our other programs on our website at www.tv360nigeria.com or download our app on Play Store. It is TV360 Nigeria. You can also watch us on Facebook at facebook.com/TV360 online and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/TV360 Nigeria. We are live on YouTube at youtube.com/TV360 Nigeria and also on Google Plus. Our handle is TV360 Nigeria. Thank you so much for watching. I am Fidelia Aguncha. Bye for now.